It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday and so happy that you're with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner, and a happy Monday to you.
To you! We're back again. It's another Monday. It's always so exciting to be here in the studio. This kicks my week off. I hope it kicks your week off. And I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend. How was yours?
I had a very domestic weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I felt very wifely. I cooked a lot, and I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. But I made, you know, my highlight was that I made Johnny cake from scratch yesterday,
Not
and
Johnny
I
bread.
still made lunch. So
didn't turn into Johnny
no. Actually,
Cake.
shout out to Makara, Hello Cupcake. She has the best Johnny cake recipe in the world.
Good.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you find it, you find it. If not, I'm gonna pretend like it's mine.
If you know, you know. I also had a domestic weekend. I spent some time working in the yard, cutting grass, chopping trees, pruning stuff. I have some trees that have been going wild since all this rain. And, making sure that my avocados, my sugar apples, and soursop, they're not obstructed at all. No trees blocking their sun, that they got their water because they, wait, let me don't tell everybody that they're right now. Y'all
Right.
my yard. But yeah, to be domestic and working and pushing, that's good, man. You don't always get a chance to do that. And it just, making your surroundings cleaner and more organized just also makes your mind just cleaner and more organized.
It's good for the soul.
That's why they say cleanliness is next to what?
Godliness.
Oh, somebody preach. And I hope you had a productive weekend, ready for a wonderful week. We're here on Monday, so happy that you're joining us. We have an exciting lineup for today's show. We're going to be hearing more about the non-profit organization Roots of Change, and they are geared towards empowering young men in the Bahamas. We'll also be taking another look at our segment featuring the first ever Agrarian Awards.
Also in today's show, we'll be hearing about the Bahamas Red Cross Meals on Wheels feeding and welfare program. And Leteasha Saunders is here to tell us all about her unique business experience at the Scentsy Aroma bar. But first, let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by NUA, the hands-on agency.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather at sunrise. Still have that weak high-pressure system that a dominant feature. Still have some trailing and lingering Sahara dust moving out. But an upper level low will move into the area, and that will elevate rain chances starting late tonight into tomorrow. So today, nice day and still weather-wise, partly sunny, still hot, humid, a little hazy, but you can expect one or two little isolated showers by afternoon, maybe in a thunderstorm. High reaching 92. Heat index 106. Tonight, another warm and muggy one. There's a chance of a few nighttime showers. Your low temperature going down to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 87 to 78. In Jamaica, 90 and 80. In Trinidad, 88 and 76. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 92 and 80. Across North America, Atlanta, 92 and 69. In Boston, 84 and 71. In Miami, 94 and 82. Dallas, Texas, 103 and 79, and Toronto, Canada, 78 and 63. As you go through the week, yes, we expect to have these showers on Tuesday as that upper level low moves near the extreme northwest Bahamas. Expect some showers to remain in the week, but they'll be on the convectional side. Those afternoon showers, thunderstorm popping up. High pressure still be a dominant feature. So temperature daytime will be in the lower 90s. At nighttime, around the 80-degree mark. That for traffic. First look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Mirror Mentorship Program is a new initiative that aims to provide mentorship to support young boys in the Bahamas. Here to tell us more about it are Melissa Allen Maynard. She's the founder of Roots of Change. We have Ranard Henfield. He's a former senator and attorney at law. And also Jaydian Miller. He's the Bahamian Learning and Development Specialist, and he's a certified clinical trauma specialist, life purpose coach, and professional speaker. Good morning to you all. Welcome.
Good
all.
morning.
Good morning.
Good
Well,
morning.
that's a long list there, man. I mean, you sound like multi-talented. Well, good morning, all. Mr. Maynard, let's start out with you. Wait, there is no Mr. Maynard.
No.
Mrs. Maynard.
He's at home. Yes.
Can you provide an overview of the Mirror program, and what are the main goals and objectives?
Okay, so the Mirror program is uniquely designed to address global issues that impact young boys and men that are at risk.
And what are the main aims and objectives?
Well, our means and objective is basically mentorship. We're here to mentor them. We have gotten on board with just awesome mentors throughout the United States as well as locally. And we will be doing a 5-day program at, of course, the Secondal Gym between the hours of 9 to 2:30 p.m., whereas each mentor will specifically bring a unique program to each of these young boys. These boys are actually coming from urban areas as well as social services and as well as the children's home. For example, the Emergency Children's Hostel, the Nazareth Home for Children, as well as the Elizabeth Estates homes.
Well, it sounds like you're making sure to capture a good representation of the youth that are out there, those who need some mentorship, because we all know mentorship is very important. You could read in the news every day where we see what's happening with our young men and our older men, not only with violence, we're talking about education, we're talking about being business owners, having a family. All of those things are wrapped up into this kind of program, the need for this kind of program. So, Mr. Henfield, so tell us, how does the Mirror program seek to empower these young men to be ready for the new Bahamas?
So one of the ideas that the program has put in place for us to follow as mentors is to learn to listen to these young men and then engage with them. And one of the problems we have as young men in this country is we feel like nobody listens to us. Nobody values us, nobody hears what we're saying. And for those of us who've come from urban areas, the inner cities, some persons will call it the ghetto, that's one of the struggles where they end up going to gangs because they feel they're listened to there, they feel like a part of the community there. So we're being trained. Actually trained. We have a program to do. This is serious. This isn't just a come by and see what happens thing. We're being trained to listen to them and then engage. We're trying to find ways to get them to open up, to find out what their interests are, to encourage them to do more than just try and survive. And one of the problems we also have in this country is we see a lot of people running away, a lot of kids run away. And when you speak to the police says, even though there's a missing bulletin, these are kids that actually ran away from home, a lot of them. And they're running away from home because nobody's listening to them. They don't feel loved. They don't feel like nobody cares. So we're trying to provide that mentorship to help them in their emotional, mental state, their communication, their social skills, and then their long-term planning for their lives to be productive citizens.
I love that, because everybody wants to be heard and feel like they belong. And as you said, you know, a lot of these mentorship programs, or you hear about mentorship, you think it's just about pouring into somebody and telling them what to do and telling them that. But as you said, it's about listening, and I love that. And people should pay attention to what he's saying. Message. I don't know if you all know that movie reference. Message. So, Mr. Miller, could you explain the target audience of the Mirror program, and what age group do you focus on?
So thank you so much for your question. So we're looking to empower young boys who are at risk between the ages of 11 to 15 in the areas of sports, technology, arts, and culture. And I can say that the goal here for all of us as mentors is to inspire, empower, and equip these young boys with valuable life skills. Because like we said, you know, you see a lot of things happen in our country today. A lot of young men need support. And let me tell you the problem in this country. We're taking young men away from being emotional and for them to be emotionless. That's why you see so many young boys have no care for human life. They become emotionless now. But it's important for us to listen, you know, for them to, us to listen to them, see how they feel. Because they have a lot of things they express. There's a lot of young men I work with, and you'd be surprised. They say, Mr. Miller, I need to talk to you about this, talk to you about that. I don't know who else to speak to. there's a lot of young boys have a lot going on in their mind, but they don't know who to speak to. They feel fearful because society says, be a man, don't say nothing. But no, you need to be able to communicate. And once we could foster that communication at the event, I think they definitely feel better about themselves.
I love that. And once again, it's also a parenting strategy. You know, you don't have to wait until you're mentoring a child that has been through some sort of trauma. You start with your own children. Once again, listening to them and teaching them that to have emotions is okay. I have 3 sons, and I try to encourage them to show their emotion. And they get angry, and I say, well, what are you feeling? Talk it through. I give my children, I hug them, I kiss them every day to show them affection, to show them that I love them. And this is something that, once again, as a parent, you should do it, but you're highlighting as a part of the mentorship program. You want to make a comment?
Absolutely. And the thing about it, what is so unique about our program is that we will be tracking these young men. So they will be mentor for the next 2 years, and then we will continue to track them to see their development, see how they have engaged, what the program has done. So we are also going to be providing data, statisticals on these young men to see exactly how the Mirror Mirror program has impacted them, where we need to improve, what we can change, and basically the overall feedback to see how well it is working.
So I'm loving what I'm hearing so far about the program. One by one, I want to hear, what is your involvement in the program, and how are you contributing towards the Mirror Mirror program?
Thank you so much. So I'm going to be one of the mentors for the kids for the next 2 years of my life and their life. So I'm not there for August or September, but for the next 2 years of their life, they're with me listening, engaging, and trying to make a positive impact on their lives. Because as you've indicated when you open, mentorship, as we as adults have learned, makes a significant impact for someone's future. And so I'm giving 2 years of my life towards these kids.
That's an investment in the future of our country. Mr. Miller, how will you be involved in the program?
Well, I agree with my friend here. You know, there's 2 years, right? And it's an investment. So, and here's my thing. You know, I was a young man who went to St. Augustine's College, and I had a 2.2 GPA. I never thought about going to college, never wanted to go. My brother and sister went off to college, and, you know, sports saved my life. My parents sent me to the United States for my final 2 years of high school. I did track and field, got a track scholarship, and now colleges were asking for me. And I want young boys to know that you have a future. You know, sometimes they need support, they need love, they need encouragement. They need someone who's been there, who can understand them. And the goal for me is, as a mentor, to be able to inspire them, encourage them, and just make them feel like, listen, I have a future. I can make things happen.
Okay, I'm ready to join the program. I was the age limit cut off. Ms. Maynard, what is your involvement? And then tell everybody where it's going to take place, and if they want to find out more information, maybe be a sponsor.
My involvement is just organizing this program. These are the gentlemen that are going to be involved. They're the ones who will be the face of Mirror Mirror. And like I always say that, you know, when you look in the mirror, what do you want to see? What would you wish to see? You may start here today. It doesn't mean that you will end here tomorrow. So these are the face of Mirror Mirror. The program will be held at Kendall GLX Gymnasium, starting from the 31st of July through the 4th of August, from 9:30 through 2:30 p.m.
And this first part of the program, this is the training for the mentors, or we kick right off into?
Oh, we are kicking off straight into mentorship.
Okay,
so this is the introductory, and then after September, we'll be definitely just going full-fledged into this program.
Awesome. And if we want to find out more information, volunteer, sponsor, or maybe if you have somebody you feel would benefit from this program, how do we find out more?
Well, you can go to Roots of Change. Our Gmail is rootsofchange 242@gmail.com. You can contact me at 826-5714.
Thank you all so much for being on the show this morning. I'm feeling inspired. Just knowing that this is happening in the country. A lot of people have doom and gloom to say, but we're at our 50th. We're looking at innovative ways, and this program definitely seems innovative. Looking for great things, and I'll see you all in 2 years, right? And see how we're all doing. Thank you all so much for being on the show this morning. Thank you for being here. You're watching Moms at Sunrise. Mirror, mirror, talking to the man in the mirror. We'll be right back.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller. until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
The push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money. Local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Red Cross Meals on Wheels program is designed for elderly, shut-ins, and disabled persons. With me now to tell us more are Edison Sumner, President of the Bahamas Red Cross, and Valerie McKenzie, Welfare Manager at the Bahamas Red Cross. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be up early with us this morning to share this good news?
What do you say? It's early, but we're here getting it done.
So the phrase Meals on Wheels, it takes me back, I feel like, to the 90s. It was something very common, I feel like, talked about on TV when it related to the United States. But we have a Meals on Wheels program at the Bahamas Red Cross. Tell us about it and what's the purpose?
Mm-hmm. So the Meals on Wheels program, as you said in the intro, is a program that supports some of the most vulnerable in our communities who are having a difficulty feeding themselves and their families. So on a daily basis, the Bahamas Red Cross distributes as many as 150 meals per day within a 3 or 4 hour span between, I think it's 11 a.m. and about 2 p.m., where we have meals are prepared by the staff and volunteers at the Red Cross, and those meals are delivered to families throughout New Providence and through some of our family islands as well, Grand Bahama in particular. And we do this because one of the responses of the Red Cross is to be able to provide and support the vulnerable in our communities, not just for natural disasters like hurricanes and the rest of it, but we respond to many, many challenges in society today that the average person might not even be aware that these issues exist in the country. So the Red Cross is here to respond to those needs, and the Meals on Wheels, or our welfare program generally, is one of those areas that we be able to respond to.
And what types of meals are they that you distribute through those communities?
Well, the meals are basically consisting of a meat, vegetables, peas and rice, sometimes grits and rice, soup, something to make sure that they get a well-balanced diet.
Now, I know that you said that the meals are delivered every day. Are they delivered to the same people every day? Is there a rotation, or how does that work?
It's the same persons every day because they're on a program. We go to the persons. Once they make a call to us, we will normally go to the person's home and make an assessment. And once they have been assessed, we would evaluate them and make sure that they are fit for the program. And once they're on the program, this meal goes to them every day.
So, you know, some organizations might give people groceries, but of course the Red Cross is delivering hot meals. What is the importance of delivering hot meals to those vulnerable persons?
Well, before we actually can answer the other part of it, but we don't only provide hot meals. Ms. McKenzie and her staff also deliver food parcels to persons throughout the country on a monthly basis as well. Right? So while we are doing the daily food feeding programs, we also deliver meals, packaged dry meals to families throughout the country as well on a monthly basis.
Wow.
And it's important because we have to look after the nutrition of our members as well. And these are mostly the elderly persons or people who really just don't have the ability to do for themselves in a lot of ways. So it's important that we can support this. And we're not the only feeding program around, but we are the oldest and I think the largest. And we want to ensure that we can do our part to helping to feed and provide nutrition to people in our community. And hot meals is a big, big part of that. Right?
Would you like to elaborate on the hot meals?
Yeah, but hot meals, like he's saying, is very nutritious. They need, these are persons that cannot actually go to the stove and cook for themselves. Mm-hmm. So we try to make sure that they are able to get a hot meal every day. And then with the food parcel, those are persons that can actually get up and say, okay, I can cook my own meal. I don't need you to bring me a hot meal every day. So we put those persons on our monthly parcel program.
So I know you mentioned, or we mentioned, the elderly as well as the shut-in, but is there a specific eligibility criteria that people have to meet to be part of this program?
Not particularly. Sometimes persons are disabled, they could be 20, 25, and they're disabled. Persons, parents probably might be looking after them as their caretaker, so we will also provide the caretaker with also a meal. So if that person is disabled, the caretaker will also receive a meal. So maybe 2 meals probably might go to that home on a daily basis.
So do these people reach out directly to the Red Cross?
Yes, they do. We have church members would reach out, neighbors, friends, anybody in the community would normally reach out to say, okay, I see this person on the side of the road. I know this person is at home by themselves. They're elderly. They cannot feed themselves. So we would reach out to them and we would do that assessment.
I have to imagine that this is a very costly undertaking. How is this program funded?
Well, it's funded through donations, through the support of our community. But I must say that at this point, the resources are being depleted, right? And we've had challenges with our resources, particularly coming out of Dorian. Believe it or not, we're still dealing with Dorian impact.
Wow.
And also COVID impact, and it's draining our resources. So one of the things we want to do today also is to appeal to the community, right? To support the Red Cross in this area. If you're able to provide any kind of food supplies, dry cereals, etc., to let us know so that we can bring them to the Red Cross so that we can prepare those meals every day for the people that need them the most. So the resources are always a challenge, right? And the Red Cross, being the agency that it is, having to respond to so many needs in our community, is always in need of that kind of financial and other resources support. So if anyone out there is able to support the Red Cross as far as our drive for more supplies to restock our supply store, then we would encourage you all to please come and do so. We can certainly use the support at the Red Cross.
Beyond the funding, are there any particular challenges that you have with this initiative?
Basically, the challenge is basically the funding, and then the volunteers coming to package. But once we get the funding and we get those resources, then we're able to move forward with the program and maybe even add more persons onto the program who are really in need of the assistance.
And if somebody does want to support this particular program, do they just call and say, you know, I have funds, but I want them to go specifically to Meals on Wheels, or how do you sign up to be a volunteer?
You can go to our website, www.bahamasredcross.org, and sign up to be a volunteer, even sign up to be a donor. You can make your donations through that website, or you can call us 323-737-034, directly, and you can just ask to be a volunteer or come and make a donation.
And I guess I'll just ask both of you to answer this personal question. Why should you be part of the Bahamas Red Cross? What do you find most rewarding about it?
What I find most rewarding is I love helping people. And once I am able to help someone, I think that goes a long way. You know, because we try to mold persons to try not to even depend on us too much. So if we can alleviate some of that headache with trying to find a meal, some people, even unemployed persons, come to us. We try to make sure that they probably get some type of service. If we can't provide it, then we make referrals maybe to social services. So just being there for them, being able to assist them, makes a great.
The Red Cross really, it stretches you, right, to appreciate the vulnerabilities that happen in our community. And I think anyone who is able to provide any support, whether it's coming in as a volunteer, whether it's providing resources, whether it's sending their staff to come and support the Red Cross, they will find that it's going to open their eyes to a lot of what's happening, and it's going to really tug at your heart that this is an organization that really has been established in this country for almost 90 years, being incorporated for about 50 years of those 90 years, and you would realize that over that period of time, this organization has supported so many people, so many initiatives all over the country. So I joined it because I felt that there was something that I can give back to the community outside of being in the business field. And coming out of some of these vulnerable communities myself, I have a great appreciation for what's needed out there. And this organization really provides an avenue for us to be able to respond to the people in our community. So it's not a selfish organization. You've got to be selfless. You've got to be prepared to put your hands in and get your hands dirty, so to speak, to get the work done. But it's so gratifying to be able to see the tangible results of what you're doing by the way people respond to the needs in our community. So if you're out there and you want to volunteer, we're always open for good volunteers coming in to support the organization.
Well, I'm sure that the folks at the Red Cross will be grateful for you, as well as everybody who's just being blessed by this initiative.
Absolutely.
The Bahamas Red Cross is an iconic organization, has existed and served the public for such a long time. So we thank you for everything that you do and are continuing to do.
Good. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hey Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com. Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We are here at the mid-show on another marvelous Monday. We up dead early, but we feeling good. So happy that you can join us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner, and a happy Monday to you.
To you. We had a great first half of the show. I feel getting all in my fields. We
Yeah.
had mentorship and Red Cross. You know, Bahamians showing other Bahamians how it means to lend a hand, be your brothers and sisters' keeper, to live like a village. All of these wonderful things. We just love that we're kicking off your week with those reminders, right?
Oh yeah, this is definitely an inspirational note to start your week on. And to remember that, you know, helping doesn't necessarily have to be this big, elaborate thing. It's giving an hour or two of your time. It's giving some of your resources. And you can very literally change somebody's life. A good hot meal can change someone's life. Some attention from an inspirational figure can literally change the course of someone's life. So there's something that each of us can do to make the Bahamas, and by extension, the world, a better place.
Exactly, right? And like they said in the first segment, you're just looking for somebody to listen and just show a little love. God can still tell us, love is the answer. We can go on all day, but we ain't going to start quoting reggae quotes this morning. We can say that for another show. We got a lot coming up in our second half. We're going to be taking another look at our segment with the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, and taking a look at the first ever Agrarian Awards.
Also, we'll be hearing about the unique experience that's offered at Scentsy Aroma Bar. But first, we'll take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by NUA, the hands-on agency.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, a look at the tropics this morning. Still have Tropical Storm Dawn, and that's moving towards the north-northwest, and that's to the southeast of Newfoundland. No threat to Bahamas, and then we have a area of low pressure that's moving towards the west to the east of Windward Islands, and that has a 20% chance over the next 7 days for development. Elsewhere, tropical cyclone formation expected during the next 7 days. On the local scene, weak high pressure, the dominant feed across the island, still suffering lingering Sahara dust, but an upper low will move through and that will increase our rain chances tomorrow. In your marine forecast today, those winds, not light and variable, seas 1 to 3 feet on northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, continue light and variable, seas 1 to 3 feet on northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Wednesday, those winds become easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest central Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots, sea 4 to 6 feet over the southeastern islands. So we have a caution posted over the southeastern islands. Yeah, tides. Just had a low tide at 6:52 this morning. Next high tide will be at 1:05 this afternoon. Low again this evening at 7:16. Sunset, 7:58 this evening, rises more at 6:33. UV index 9, your water temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and your moon phase now moving towards the first quarter. Your external look, weak high pressure still a dominant feature. Upper level low will increase our rain chances tomorrow, so you can expect some showers and isolated thunderstorms tomorrow. During the main weeks, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds, still some afternoon showers and thunderstorms possible, though temperature daytime will be in the lower 90s, at nighttime around the 80-degree mark. That puts wrap your follow good weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Godfrey, the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs have launched the country's first ever Agrarian Awards under the theme, Our Food, Our Future. Here to tell us more is Kendea Smith. She is the head of public relations at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, and also the chairperson of the Agrarian Awards. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you for joining us dead early, so bright and beautiful on the set this morning.
I am dead early all the time. I get up at 4 a.m. most mornings.
You see, it's that farmer's life, that agrarian life.
No, it's just not that life. It's the life that I have to exercise around that time because I'm afraid of sun.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, the sun is very hot this summer. So tell us about the Agrarian Awards and its purpose.
Okay, so the purpose of the Agrarian Awards is to highlight farmers of our country. Many people don't really understand the role that farmers play in our country. Before there was tourism, there were farmers. We have to eat. We can't literally live without our farmers. So we at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs thought that it was a great way to celebrate the 50th Independence Anniversary. And we came up with this award show. We partnered with the Agriculture Development Organization to come up with this award show to give away over $40,000 in cash and prizes to every spectrum of farmer you could think of. So we have a number of categories, namely male and female farmer of the year. They win about $10,000. You have the youth, anyone under the age of 30. They win about $5,000, male and female. That's the Prime Minister's Youth Award. Then we have the Community, Governor General's Community Award, and they would win $5,000 in supplies. So with schools would also win $5,000 in supplies. But my favorite one is the backyard farming one. That's the social media one. What you do, you go to MOAMRFIA Bahamas, our Facebook page. You send us photos, MOAMRFIA@gmail.com. And after you do so, we post your photos, and then you ask followers, and not just likes. I have to make sure that's very clear. So we ask the contestant to follow the page, and then get others to follow the page, and then like your photo. The more followers like the photo, the more chances you have to win, and you win $2,500.
Right. All of this is so exciting. First of all, the cash prizes for a farmer, they can use that in any number of ways.
Yes.
You know, farming is an input-intensive endeavor where you're always inputting something into the land, into your animals. You're preparing for the next. So there's so many aspects to it. So I'm happy that, you took the chance to launch these awards and to highlight all those different categories of farmers.
Yes.
Who's eligible to be nominated?
Well, let me go over the criteria. But the first thing is that you have to be Bahamian, because this is a part of our independence. So you have to use good agriculture practices. You have to contribute to the overall development of agriculture. You must have been farming for at least 3 years, be able to prove some kind of commercial sales with records of the past 2 years. So that's basically the criteria, and all of that can be found on adobahamas.org. You can nominate yourself or have someone nominate for you, because I know there are a lot of older farmers who aren't exactly tech savvy.
Exactly.
So if they have grandchildren or someone else who thinks that they deserve to be nominated, and then it goes through the Department of Agriculture to be vetted. You have to make sure that you are registered with the Department of Agriculture. We have about 5,000 registered farmers. So the majority of the farmers that we are seeing are registered. The backyard farmer and the community farmer and the school farmer don't have to be registered with the department. But if you're going for the top prize, the $10,000, you have to be registered. And all of this is going to culminate at an awards ceremony, kind of like a Grammy-style green carpet event.
I love it.
At September 16th at Margaritaville.
That sounds so exciting. We have to celebrate our farmers at all levels, as the way your categories indicate. From, I've been in Long Island, I've seen ladies 100 years old still walking out to the field to go and farm and do their work. And then you have, at the other end of the spectrum, those who are backyard farmers who they save the tops off of their pineapple and they propagating their potato and celery and onion from the store, and then they're able to have a nice kitchen garden. And, I think all of that full spectrum is important in terms of food security. So I'm so happy that you're highlighting.
Yes, and we also have a Lifetime Achievement Award, when I neglected to say there's Diane Lady Di Thompson. Lady Di. She's been doing it for 4 decades, and we thought it was fitting for this first round that she would be the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well deserving.
Yes.
Make my mouth watering now thinking about pineapple.
Sugar loaf.
Right?
Sugar loaf.
Is there a deadline for nominations?
Yes. July 31st.
Okay.
It's totally cut off after that. Then we go into selling our tickets for the big event.
So tell us about the judges who will be judging this competition. I'm sure it's not going to be easy, but just give us an idea.
I can't really reveal our blue ribbon panel. Yes, because you don't want people going after the blue ribbon panel and be like, no, why didn't you pick me?
That's true.
So it's a secret blue ribbon panel. And the Department of Agriculture will be vetting all of our nominations, except for the backyard farmer. That is strictly people's choice on our Facebook page.
Awesome.
So everyone will know who's the winners on September 16th at Margaritaville at 7 p.m.
And you've described this wonderful event that's going to be happening, the Green Carpet event. Do you think this will bring prestige and a level, different attention, I guess, to farming and inspire other people to get involved?
Well, I think so. From what we've been seeing so far, people are excited about it. It's the first time something like this has ever been done. The Ministry of Agriculture is really taking off, has been taking off for the past, I'd say, 2 years. More attention has been on agriculture and what we can do in the Bahamas. We have to really pay attention to our food security. I know COVID seems it's in the rearview mirror. COVID seems like it's in the rearview mirror, but there's still a conflict between Russia and Ukraine. We at one point we were really struggling, so a lot of farmers stepped their game up during that time. And we want to encourage that. Our food import bill is still entirely too high. It's 90%. That equates to over $1 billion. We import way too much of our food. Our counterparts are light years ahead of us. If you've ever been to Jamaica, and I know you have, Mark.
Yes.
And I know you have. Farms over there are actually overtaking tourism, even though they do well in tourism. They are really light years ahead of us in terms of agriculture. If the world were to cut them off, it wouldn't even matter. If the world was to cut us off,
it would be a little tough, right? Right. And
so that's why we have to encourage farming. And I want young people, I want to hear more from young people. That's why this category is in it, because it's an aging profession in the Bahamas particularly. And we want more young people to know you don't have to go out you don't have to lift your head to the rising sun to go farm.
Right.
you know well that you can use containerized farming. There's different methods now that are coming on stream. You just have to do your research. And I also want to say for those looking to do something like that, the ministry is also providing sustainable food growth grants.
Awesome.
It's grants, not loans. You don't have to pay it back. You get that through Access Accelerator. So there's ways to get more involved, and that's what we want to see when it comes to agriculture. This is what these awards are actually pushing.
Sounds like I need to go buy my green tux to go down the carpet, right?
For the green carpet affair.
We love it. How can people find out more about the awards and the ceremony?
Okay, so you find out more about the awards at adobahamas.org. That is where you nominate. All of the criteria there. You could also follow our Facebook page, and we're basically on everything. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it, we're on it. TikTok.
You got a TikTok? Oh, yeah.
We have a TikTok.
You definitely can grab the young people there, right?
We have a TikTok. You can follow us, but our Facebook page is our strongest, where a lot of our videos and all of the information about the Agrarian Awards are there. But adobahamas.org is where you go to nominate yourself or nominate someone you know. Backyard Farming, you head to the Facebook page, email us, and get your votes in, and you could win $2,500.
Awesome. I am so excited about this. Let's get growing, right?
Yes,
Getting ready
good
for the
to grow.
Good to grow.
Here we grow.
I love it. Kendea Smith, thank you again for coming on the show. She's the head of public relations at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, and also the chairperson.
I love
of
that you know the whole name.
Yeah, I got to say it.
The whole thing.
The full thing. Thank you again for joining us dead early, bringing the energy and the beauty on set this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Let's get growing, or good to grow. We'll be right back.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, old things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas.
Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a comfort suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of comfort suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Welcome back. Scentsy Aroma Bar is a unique experience that you can have at your events to allow guests to customize personal fragrances. Here to talk about this with us is owner Leteasha Saunders. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So where did the idea for Scentsy Aroma Bar come from?
Well, I have a background in the sciences. I've studied biomedical engineering in China, and I loved cosmetics. In that vein, I decided, okay, I'm going to try to figure out something unique, something novel, something innovative, and then Scentsy Aroma Bar was birthed.
Why did you decide, rather than just making fragrances, to make it an interactive experience where people could customize their own?
Well, you'd always want something that's unique. People love interactive experiences. People love where they can do their own thing. So that was why I decided to not only have you make perfume, but create it to your own.
What kind of events do you normally do?
Mostly weddings, baby showers, parties, any event. We can actually change our attire based on what that event is. We can be sporty, we can be chic. It doesn't matter the event.
And I see you have quite the setup here, so you have to show me how it's done. How does it go?
Sure, okay. So I'd first ask you what your scent personality is. So if you like things that are fruity, if you like more musky fragrances, if you're more of the aquatic fragrance, more fresh, woody, you just let me know what your fragrance personality is and then we can go from there.
So I think my fragrance personality is fruity.
Fruity?
Yes.
Okay. So in
ultimate girly.
Okay, that sounds good. So we have base fragrances. Our base fragrances are created by Scentsy Aroma Bar. You'll only find them at Scentsy Aroma Bar. So they are unique to the brand.
Okay.
With you saying fruity, I'd have you try 2 different bases. From there, after choosing your base, you would then top it off with additional notes. Maybe 2, maybe 1 additional note, or you can just take the base as is. Okay. Most people love the bases, so they tend to not really go for the experience of creating their own. But let's try.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you try a fragrance called Love Drop. Try that.
Oh, that smells very nice.
Love Drop. Okay, and then we're going to try Fell. Since you're a fruity girl, these are our 2 fruity scents.
I don't know if a fragrance can be elegant, but it has a very sophisticated.
And what would your preference be between the Love Drop and the Fell?
The first one, the Love Drop.
The Love Drop. Okay, so with that, I would want to pair, I'm thinking a musk or even a vanilla would pair well with this, so we can try.
I think I want to try the vanilla.
The vanilla?
Mostly because I just like vanilla.
Okay. All right, so this is our vanilla. And we're gonna see if we need to stop here or if we need to add something else to this.
Very nice.
You like it with just the vanilla, or you
I like
to
it with the vanilla, but I wanna.
You wanna let's keep going.
It up. The
Okay.
vanilla it's nice, but it's kind of mild.
Okay, if you wanna spice
jazz it up.
Jazz. Let's try the amber on top of the vanilla.
Okay.
The amber. 1 second. Let's see if the amber spruces this up a bit. It definitely changes the scent completely.
Nice. I like that.
You love that.
It has personality.
It does. So we can add the amber and the vanilla as well as your base scent, which would be the Love Drop. So here's how the process works.
Sure. Can you just angle a little bit so our folks at home can see you?
Sure.
Seems very scientific, which I guess it is very scientific.
Yep. So in our efforts to ensure that these fragrances last long, they have projection on longevity, we add secret ingredients before actually mixing our oils.
Okay.
So you'll notice that the fragrance lasts a very long time. Now we're gonna...
I see this as a warmer?
It's a mixer.
A mixer.
A lab mixer.
Okay.
So it's just gonna mix the fragrance quickly, quicker than by hand. So we're gonna add our amber, and we're gonna add this at a 1-to-1 ratio, the amber and the vanilla.
Okay. So is this the experience that everyone has where your team kind of walks them through their fragrance profile and then makes recommendations?
Definitely. People tend to want you to make recommendations because people aren't very well versed with fragrances. They just go to the store, pick out that fragrance, they like it, and then they just go. They don't really know what meshes well with their body chemistry, and that's something that we offer as well. So we just, before we give this finished product to you, we just ensure that it smells very good on your skin as well.
Wow. I do think that's something people take for granted, that just because a fragrance smells good, it may not combine with your skin or your body type very well.
Exactly. And the scent does change based on the skin type that you have. So we are going to mix this for a few seconds.
So what is that tool you just dropped in there?
So it's just a lab stirrer. So it's just assisting with the stirring. So it's a magnet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is very exciting. I don't know if you can zoom in, but there's a tiny little magnet spinning, making sure we have a little
cohesive
cyclone of fragrance going on.
So while we're waiting on that, we would also offer you the opportunity to choose your bottle. Okay. So this bottle, I think it's a bit more chic.
Very nice.
Than the other. So this would be one of our bottles.
It looks very high-end, luxurious.
Thank you. And this would be the next bottle. So you have the opportunity not only to create your fragrance, but to choose your bottle. And then there's one more surprise at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that you do this at pop-ups, but I heard a rumor that you might be finding yourself a home location pretty soon.
We are. So our goal in opening Scentsy Aroma Bar was to, before 1 year, have our location. And we are well on our way to having our first location because we are currently mobile. So we will be announcing the exact location in 1 week. So stay tuned to our social media pages.
So with a function, obviously you have all these fragrances. How many people can you cater to at an event?
It depends. It doesn't matter. Based on the amount of people that you have, you let us know beforehand, then we have that amount of staff on hand. So it can be from 10 to 100, 150.
What was the reaction, I guess, of the people in your life? Of course, you studied chemistry. There's an idea, or science rather. There's an idea of what kind of fields you're going to go into. When you revealed the idea for Scentsy, what was that response like?
Everyone knew that I was an entrepreneur. So they knew that though I may love the sciences, I don't really like the mundane idea of being in a laboratory environment. So I always wanted to do something more, but with my background, something that my background would assist me with. So entrepreneurship is definitely the way to go.
And over the past year or so, have you seen the interest blow up? You know, I would have heard about you from a friend's party, and then of course, through Bahamas, we got to invite you to our Sorry Not Sorry event. But, you know, how has the response been?
The response has been amazing, overwhelmingly positive, quicker than I had expected. It's doing extremely well, so I'm forever grateful.
All right, and then are we close to being done? We are almost out of time, but I do want to smell my my new
And which
fragrance.
bottles would you have liked?
Oh, the first one.
The first one.
Yes.
Okay, so now we just fill the bottle. So I'll just show you the camera. Ooh, filling process. Okay, let me just set this down.
No problem. That look is beautiful. That color is so pretty. It's so girly.
Yep.
It's so me. And see, that's what you can have. You can have a
Yes.
personal experience at Scentsy Aroma.
And it's fun that you said that. We also offer perfume coloring. So if you'd like your perfume a specific color, we can do that as well.
Wow. So what is this device?
So this is our closing process, capping process. So we want no oxygen or air to get in this. That tarnishes the actual product. So we just seal it as best as possible. to ensure that no air can get in. And this is the closing process. Okay. And here is your finished product. Let's smell. Let's see.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
It smells like me.
I love
This
it.
smells how I want to smell. I want to put some on myself if I
Sure.
can. Look at that. You can't tell me I didn't go down to John Bull or
Yep.
one of the high-end fragrance stores to purchase this. This is really an exciting experience. And just remind everyone how they can get into contact with you if you do want to book Scentsy, which obviously you should, or if you do want to find out about the new location. Let our viewers know.
So you can give us a call at 395-4004 or 801-1714, or you can find us on social media, Scentsy Aroma Bar.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for my signature fragrance.
Fragrance.
Now I have to spend the rest of my day deciding what I'm going to name it.
Yes. Oh, and that was the last thing. You can name your fragrance. So on the spot, we can do laser engraving as well as stickers. So this is just an example of one of our laser engraved bottles. It's already laser engraved. So you can put anything that you want on the bottle, laser engraved or a sticker. So it just adds that extra personal flair
Customized.
to the bottles.
Oh.
And these are our velvet bags.
So you definitely want to have Scentsy Aroma Bar at any function that you have coming up. Definitely keep your ears open so you can check out their location. Once again, Leteasha, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Godfrey, the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Well, our Monday is definitely off to a delicious and fruity start. We just wrapped up our set with Scentsy Aroma Bar, and the entire studio is smelling just absolutely wonderful, which I really want to say was the vibe for today's show. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, the smell in here is wonderful. My wife, you see what's happening, right? So when I come home smelling like this is what happened on the show, right? But this in here smells awesome. It smells great. Love the idea. It's been a wonderful show. It's been a marvelous Monday. And as we said, we hope you had a great weekend. You're kicking off your week. Overcome all of those perceived hurdles. Get yourself some good scents from Scentsy. Make sure to give back to your fellow man and enjoy your week. Any last words?
A happy Monday. Make it a great week.
Bye.
Smell good, eh?